President, everybody, I'm Jeff Michael. We're going to start you off with weather, but first traffic with Stephanie Simmons.
We have a lot going on this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Tough start to the morning. We want to get straight to live pictures of a double fatal crash in Studio City. This is affecting a chunk of Ventura Boulevard. It is shut down in both directions between Arch and Eureka. That is right in front of the Marshalls strip mall there. What happened about 2:30 this morning, a single car was traveling on Ventura, was going so fast, lost control, went airborne, and that car landed in the parking lot that you're looking at. The people inside, 2 people were trapped. They could not rescue those individuals in time, and both of them died at the scene. This will be an issue for maybe an hour or so to come. We'll let you know, but for now, the alternate routes will be to Hunga, and that you can take to Moore Park, or you can also take Vineland to Moore Park. We'll have more coming on that soon. Danielle.
Wow, very scary. All right, good morning, everyone. We're starting the day off with temperatures in the 50s for most of you. Another warm day on the way. So I know it's the last day of January, but feeling more like June or July out there. So right now we are at 55 downtown, 56 at LAX, 40s in San Bernardino and Camarillo. If you're heading out in the next few minutes to take a look at that super blue blood moon, visibility is looking.
House next door. When he heard the crash, he grabbed his gloves and a knife. He says one man was lying on the ground. 2 men and a woman, he says, were trapped inside. He cut their seatbelts off.
The first guy that we pulled out, we all pulled out. He was conscious. He walked.
Fernandez says one man wasn't responding. David Henry, who lives a few doors down, saw the dust and debris and ran to help.
The 3 people were all crunched in there together, and we pulled it back. We could see them, but we couldn't. We weren't going to pull them out of there.
The FAA confirms 3 people on board were killed. Witnesses say the man who appeared to be flying the R-44 copter survived, and a man who was painting the house next door was struck in the back with debris during the crash. Both were taken to local hospitals. The helicopter took off just before 2 o'clock from Revolution Aviation, a highly rated flight school and touring company out of John Wayne Airport. Women who identified themselves as family members of some of those on board waited at the scene for hours, hoping to find out the name of the sole survivor. We're told that the NTSB will be out here for days until they find a cause for this crash. So far, they are not releasing the identities of those who were killed. In Newport Beach, Stacey Butler, CBS.
Folks that have bad intent imply that they're going to do something that's illegal or possibly against the law. I refuse service.
Haig says federal agents connected him with Paddock because he put the ammo he sold him into an Amazon box with his name and address. Now that box, Haig says, was found in Paddock's hotel room. Haig says he felt so guilty about what happened, he closed up his business. You can see more of the interview on CBS this morning, beginning at 7 a.m.
President Trump called for unity in his first State of the Union address last night. He also talked about immigration. His statement that may very well dictate whether the government is going to face another threat of a shutdown next week. CBS 2's Hina Doba has more from Capitol Hill.
The state of our union is strong.
President Trump, in his first State of the Union address, touted all of the areas he sees as successes since Inauguration Day. Job creation, stock market gains, tax cuts. The hot button issue, though, immigration.
Education and work requirements, and show good moral character, will be able to become full citizens of the United States.
As expected, Mr. Trump called for the construction of a southern border wall, an end to visa lotteries, and family-based immigration. In exchange, he offered a path to citizenship for 1.8 million illegal immigrants brought here as children. In their official response, Democrats, through Massachusetts Representative Joe Kennedy III, told DACA Dreamers, quote, "We will fight for you.
We will not walk away."
On an issue both sides applauded, President Trump called for a $1.5 trillion infrastructure spending plan, though he did not talk much of where that money would come from. Hannah Daniels, CBS.
Thank you very much. Okay.
She's good.
She's good, yeah.
She was very evasive indeed.
All right, it's 4:38.
Yeah.
A rare event. Just look up. We're minutes away from a total lunar eclipse. When you'll want to look exactly, we'll tell you exactly which time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For beautiful new garage doors and calls answered 24/7, Precision Garage Door is America's #1 local garage door company. Call this week only and receive a free service call with any repair.
Garage doors done right.
Think of what you want, what you love. Your best time, your time. Now is the only time. More than that, it's the time you need. Fun time, special time, playtime. Morongo, good times.
It's a new year, the perfect opportunity to break free and start a new adventure. And with an incredible combination of capability, safety, and efficiency, you can elevate your freedom to new heights with the award-winning Jeep SUV lineup. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on 2018 Jeep Cherokee models.
Create the perfect setting for the big game or any occasion at Living Spaces, where you'll find life in motion. Our exclusive collection of reclining living room styles with power reclining.
All right, good morning, everyone. 4:40 the time, and it's an exciting morning because very shortly you will be able to see Totality, the super blue blood moon out there this morning. And this is the second full moon in January. The first one was January 1st, and what's happening, the moon is going to pass through the Earth's shadow and give it that orangish look. It'll be easiest to see between 5 and 6 this morning, and we have temperatures this morning in the 40s and 50s, so get out there, check it out. Highs later today going to be above average once again, not quite as warm as we were yesterday. We'll still be close to 80 degrees, and I don't have much change to show you in that forecast. We'll be near 80 the next several days. Your extended forecast coming up. I'm going to send it over to Steph. We have a serious crash we're watching this morning.
Yes, we do, Danielle. That is in Studio City, not the map you're looking at, but I just want to remind everybody we have a shutdown in both directions between Arch and Eureka. That's right in front of the Michaels and Marshalls strip mall. You can use Tahunga, or you can use even Vineland to get to Moore Park, and we'll have much more coming on. It was a very violent crash. I do want to take you to this brand new SIG alert here. As you move out of Whittier into Santa Fe Springs, you are already barely moving because we have a 5-car chain reaction crash. A couple people were already transported to the hospital. One person was trapped. It is a big deal here, and this could be here for a long time to come. 3 lanes are missing. You want to take Rosemead as your alternate route, especially if you're trying to get to the 5. Jeff and Sharon.
All right, Seth, thanks. 4:42 is the time. New this morning, too.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
Colon cancer screening for people 50 and older at average risk.
I think it's time for a new screen, for a different kind of screen, for colon cancer. Thought about it? His wife asked about screening options, and her doctor ordered me. I'm Cologuard, the non-invasive test you use at home. No special drink, just a trip to the bathroom.
Cologuard, colon cancer screening that's as easy as get, go, gone. Cologuard is not right for everyone, so ask your doctor if it's right for you.
Life can change in an instant. Be covered when it does with a health plan through Covered California. We offer free expert help choosing the best plan for you, and all of our plans include free preventive care. Financial help is available, so check for yourself to see what savings you qualify for. Open enrollment ends January 31st, so don't miss out. Because you never know when life will change. Get covered today.
Join renowned explorer Ernest Shackleton and his crew of 27 men. Trapped in ice, their ship destroyed by nature. Experience one of the most dramatic records of human survival ever told. Only at the Bowers Museum.
A woman terrified of food.
A grocery store for you is like a house of horrors.
I hate my life.
Plus, what happened to sexy vegan?
Since you're here, you haven't been arrested.
Meet Dr. Phil.
Today at 3 on CBS 2.
The owner says that same woman came to her home a couple of days before this. She asked about the dog. She claimed that she was with some sort of an animal care center. The woman even left a phone number. Of course, the phone number turned out to be fake. The puppies were just a month old.
Oh.
Unfortunately, she had a camera on them, but they were in a backyard inside. All right, United Airlines is responding this morning after a paying passenger was denied boarding a flight to LAX.
Yeah, this was the passenger. Oh, yeah, a beautiful peacock. The bird had its own seat, apparently. According to Instagram, a woman tried to fly from Newark to L.A. with the peacock. She called it her emotional support animal. But this was one bird that was not going to fly, at least with United. United says the bird did not meet its guidelines for a number of reasons, of course, including its weight and its size. Couldn't fit into the seat properly.
Right.
Airline officials are saying they told that to the customer on 3 separate occasions before she even got to the airport, but she said, no way, I'm going to bring the bird.
No, let them, because then there was a guy that tried to board with an emotional support snake, and then they can all share a row together, and then it'll be really fun. At what point, what's the line?
No,
exactly. What's the line?
I would hope the animals at least need to Ontario, 79 in Paris, 60 up in Big Bear. Let's take a look at that extended forecast, and really we're kind of just putting the forecast on autopilot. Look at this. Beaches, mid-70s today. LA and OC metro areas near 80 this afternoon. We'll have the most sunshine today, low 80s for the valleys, and then high clouds will start to filter in and out of the area. And because of that, we'll see temperatures fluctuate by a degree or two, but overall really not much change. 70s for many of you, and 80s for the inland areas, and 60s for the mountains really for the rest of the week. All right, let's check in with Steph.
Okay, Danielle, thank you. A lot going on the 605 freeway. Pay attention. This is the busy morning rush side at Washington. So as you're going into Whittier, heading towards Santa Fe Springs, these backups that you're seeing, this backup, I should say, is strengthening very quickly. So at any minute, we could see it double and go up towards the 60 freeway. You want to plan ahead because we don't have a wrap-up time on this. The accident happened at Washington. It's an injury crash. The fire department is blocking the carpool lane. A few other lanes are missing as well. So Rosemead, that turns into Lakewood towards the 5, is going to be your alternate. Blocking the carpool lane. Look out for as well. On your westbound side of the 10 at Peck Road, you do have a stall that came to a stop in one lane, and that same trend continues.
1, 0. Woo! Yeah! All right. All right.
And there it is, that change in color. This is so rare because we have 3 lunar events happening at the same time. Pretty amazing. There's the cheers again. David, come over here. Let's talk to you. You bought a new camera just for this event.
I did.
And how long have you been out here?
I've been out since 12:30 this morning.
Wow. And obviously a huge astronomy fan.
Big time. Okay. Love astronomy.
Did you see the solar eclipse? We were just here for that.
I did. I was able to see it. I think we were only like 62% eclipse, but it was still a good sight to see.
And so what's so amazing to you about this? I mean, yes, 150 years in the making alone makes you want to get up here and check it out. But what else?
It's the trifecta. I mean, you have the supermoon, you have a blue moon because it's the second full moon of the month, and then you've got the total eclipse. And it's a thing of beauty. If you have never seen one, get up early, come out, take a look at it. I did. My wife didn't want to come because she wanted to sleep. That's fine. I've got the pictures. She can look at them later. She thinks I'm a nut for doing this, but you know, if you look around,
you're surrounded by nuts.
If you look around, there's thousands of nuts out here, so we're all having a good time. Pictures, she can look at them later.
Jumpstart the new year with a speed upgrade from Fios by Frontier. Get a year of upload and download speeds as fast as 150 megs for our usual 100 meg price, so you can upload pictures faster than Spectrum and stream movies on multiple devices when you switch to Fios TV, Internet, and Voice for $80 a month with no annual contract. Plus, enjoy Amazon Prime for a year on us. Switch at fiosbyfrontier.com.
Is your SUV smart enough for California?
Thank you.
It is if it's a...
Turn it on. Are you kidding me?
With technology that responds to a tap.
These are fun. I like it. Let's take it.
And
he is going to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, Todd's not. Hector has been in and out of the hospital for the past 5 months, but he received his final round of radiation just last week.
Wow.
Look at this. Are you kidding me? You playing catch with Todd Gurley?
I know, right?
Man,
a dream come
that's
true.
great.
It is 4:55. We are following breaking news happening in Victorville of a home invasion that turned deadly.
And heads up, we're also live at Griffith Observatory where sky gazers are watching the super blue blood moon.
Are taking a twisted trip deep into the depths of a killer's brain. Want to know how to spot one? All new.
Today at 2 on CBS 2.
Our Toyota Care no-cost maintenance plan comes standard with every new Toyota. You'll pay a dime for all regularly scheduled maintenance and roadside assistance. It'll keep your Toyota running like a Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
A son's eviction creates a scene.
She grabs the phone out of my hand and tells the dispatcher, my son, he won't get out of my house. He put his hands on me.
She's theatrical.
A little.
Judge Judy.
Today at 4 on CBS 2. A new Uber backlash tonight at 11. Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News This Morning at 5.
And good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. We're at the last day of January, the 31st. I'm Jeff Michael.
And good morning to all of you. I'm Sharon Tay. There's a lot going on in your world today. Here's your SoCal eye-opener.
Breaking news, there are reports one person is dead after a home invasion in Victorville.
My heart was broken. I mean, to know that there was people in there and you can't do anything about it.
Federal officials will be back out this morning at the site of this deadly helicopter crash in Newport Beach.
The state of our union is strong because our people are strong.
President Trump mixes a little tough talk and calls for unity in his first State of the Union address.
It's the ultimate lineup.
It certainly is. A supermoon, blue moon, and total lunar eclipse. Blue moon and total.
And you will see it, and a lot of it. But first, we have to take you to traffic and weather, especially to traffic with Stephanie Sims. Problems out there.
We have a lot going on. In fact, I want to take
you for many of you. Another warm day on the way this afternoon. Will be near 80 degrees downtown, low 80s for many of you. But this morning, we are in the mid 50s downtown, upper 50s at LAX, 40s from San Bernardino to Camarillo. If you are heading outside to see that super blue blood moon, that awesome lunar eclipse, visibility is great this morning, so no issues there. And if you don't want to head outside, we're going to bring it to you live, just coming up here shortly. Highs this afternoon, near 80 downtown, mid 70s along the coast, low 80s for the valleys in the Inland Empire, mountains in the low 60s, deserts low 70s, lots of sunshine. Your extended forecast coming up. Sharon and Jeff.
Sounds good, thanks.
Well, and as she was saying, you don't have to go outside, but if you haven't gone outside, there is a spectacular sight. There it is, right behind us.
Scientists are calling it the super blue blood moon lunar eclipse. CBS 2's Jasmine Veal is live at Griffith Observatory with a first-hand look. Jazz?
Yeah, you don't need to go outside. You can see it right here on Channel 2, right? Look at this. We are at the lunar eclipse party here at the Griffith Observatory. People have been here for hours. They got here last night, camped out, and then they saw the totality when the Earth's shadow completely covered the moon. Camped out because over there, David, thank you so much. I want to show over there, all against the fence, you have a bunch of telescopes. So astronomers are kind of making their way through the crowd right now, talking about the facts and the cool details about this super blood moon. I mean, say that 3 times fast. Let's talk to some of the other folks before I send it back to you, Jeff and Sharon. Good morning, you guys. Was it worth it?
Very much so, yeah.
What was your favorite part?
Oh man, that's pretty hard to say. I just
maybe
like
being here with your girlfriend.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey there.
Channel 2 live. This is always nice. But you know, just to when you guys heard about this, did you do your research? Did you just come out here to see
Not really. A friend just kind of told us about it last minute, but I'm very glad that we did it anyway. So it was a good time. I like the energy of the crowd. Everybody's very excited.
And now you get to hang out here for the next hour. Thank you. All right, Jeff Sharon, I'll send it back to you. You can see how many people are here. They're loving this. I think it's better than the solar eclipse. When we were here for the solar eclipse, you had a line of people waiting for those glasses. This, you can just easily look right up into the sky.
with the naked eye. Isn't that nice?
All we need is a nice catering truck, a little breakfast, and be set.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would be.
All right, breaking news happening in Victorville this morning.
One person is dead after a home invasion. CBS 2's Cara Finstrom is live. She's at the scene. It's on Forest Avenue near La Paz Drive and has details for us. Cara?
Yeah, just detectives now working to try and figure out who they're looking for.
All right, Cara. Thank you. In his first State of the Union address, the president called for unity and laid out his plans for the upcoming years.
He touted all of the areas that he called successes since Inauguration Day. Job creation, stock market gains, can't argue about that one, and tax cuts. He also addressed immigration. The president called for the construction of a southern border wall and an end to visa lotteries, as well as family-based immigration. In exchange, he offered a path to citizenship for 1.8 million illegal immigrants brought here as children.
Under our plan, those who meet education and work requirements and show good moral character will be able to become full citizens of the United States.
One issue, in their official response, Democrats laid out their position through Massachusetts Representative Joe Kennedy III. He told DACA dreamers, "We will fight for you."
Bullies may land a punch. They may leave a mark. But they have never, not once, in the history of our United States, managed to match the strength and spirit of a people. But they have.
And when you do breaking news, you've got to get there. There's no take two.
In the Sky with Stu Mundell, weeknights on CBS 2. Nowhere in the country has a morning commute like Southern California, and no one in Southern California covers it like KNX 1070 News Radio. When you head to work in the morning, get traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 5s. KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
Think outside the stadium and share the day with golf's biggest stars at the Riviera Country Club. The Genesis Open brings world-class golf action to LA February 12th through the 18th. Walk side by side with Dustin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson, and the best on tour. Don't be part of the crowd when you are part of the action. Welcome to the club.
Introducing Ortho Mattresses Cool Quilt, the world's coolest mattress.
It's so nice. It feels like the moment that you turn the pillow over in that second, it's just so blissful.
Scientifically engineered to be 4 degrees cooler to the touch. 9 out of 10 chose Ortho Mattresses Cool Quilt over Casper. You heard me, 9 out of 10. Visit Ortho and take your cool test, because feeling is believing. Receive 2 free pillows with your Cool Quilt purchase. Cool Quilt, only at Ortho Mattress.
When did the word value lose its meaning? When did people start to not only expect less, but to accept less? At Kia, we're bringing meaning back to value with America's best expect less. A 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Value with no payments for 3 months. Value from the brand ranked highest in initial quality with the Sorrento and Optima made right here in America. All of which makes Kia...
Breaking news in East LA. All lanes blocked on the northbound side of the 5 freeway at Indiana Street. You're looking live at this scene there. This is an incident where a pedestrian was walking on the freeway, was struck several times. 4 additional cars were involved in this crash. The tarp, unfortunately, over the body. They're waiting for the coroner right now. They have you off at Indiana Street. We are already looking at a 3-mile backup. In addition to this incident, we also have a full freeway closure on the 605 in Whittier, and there is a closure on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. We'll talk about those incidents in just a little bit. Danielle.
All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We do have clear skies out there. Taking a look at LAX, mild temperatures this morning, lots of 40s and 50s, 53 right now downtown. Winds are calm. We're not going to be quite as warm as we were yesterday, but we're still talking about above average temperatures really throughout the rest of the week. Winds calm offshore. They'll turn onshore again this afternoon, but we are going to stay warm. Should be in the upper 60s this time of year. Instead, close to 80 degrees downtown today, tomorrow, through the end of the weekend. So the forecast kind of going on autopilot. We'll take a look at your extended forecast coming up. Sure. Sharon and Jeff.
All right. Thanks very much, Danielle.
Me and a whale.
Wow. Can we see it?
Yeah.
There we go. We see it right there. That's Brian DeVell swimming with a young whale.
Yeah, somehow she transcends that.
Oh, are we on? Are we on the audio wall? Look at this. Look at our full moon. Well, it's more than a full moon. It's a super blue blood moon.
For beautiful new garage doors and calls answered 24/7, Precision Garage Door is America's #1 local garage door company. Call this week only and receive a free service call with any repair.
Garage doors done right.
So the satellite went out last night in the rain in the middle of my show. I've had it. We're switching to Spectrum.
Wait, what? Honey? All right, you've got free HD and free primetime on demand.
Yeah, right.
Free? Yeah, it's free.
Get Spectrum TV with superior HD in any weather. Plus thousands of titles free on demand. Just $29.99 a month. Call 844-575-2999.
And you get 100 megabit Spectrum internet.
100? Is that even legal?
Shouldn't you get ready for work?
Get the fastest internet starting speeds for the price. Just $29.99 a month. Plus unlimited nationwide calling with Spectrum Voice. Call 844-575-2999.
Okay, you're all set.
For the price, just $29.99 a month. Plus unlimited nationwide calling with Spectrum Voice. Call 844-575-2999.
Okay, you're all set.
That's the deal, huh? 1-year contract.
Update, Candace?
Yeah, Jeff and Sharon, a lot of unanswered questions this morning. That helicopter crashed inside this neighborhood, the Bayview Terrace gated community. It slammed into a home. Now, the FAA and NTSB will be back this morning to try and piece together the moments before this deadly crash. Let's go to some video now. The helicopter had taken off from John Wayne Airport about a mile from the crash site. Well, on 1:45 yesterday afternoon, witnesses reported seeing a big plume of smoke as the chopper plunged to the ground. It clipped a roof of a home and then it crashed into the side of another house. 3 people on board were pronounced dead on scene. A 4th person, possibly the pilot, survived the crash, and then a man who was painting a nearby house. He was hit by debris, and both those victims were taken to the hospital. The people inside the home where the helicopter crashed were not hurt. Now, neighbors who heard the crash say they ran outside to see if there was anything that they could do to help.
My heart was broken. I mean, to know that there was people in there and you can't do anything about it.
First guy that we pulled out, we all pulled out. He was conscious. He walked.
We've learned that the helicopter is owned by Spitzer Helicopter LLC out of Riverside. It was being leased to Revolution Aviation, which...
At sea. Pierre Agnes was fishing in southwest France yesterday when he disappeared. His empty boat washed ashore on the beach near his hometown. The 54-year-old executive is the CEO of Board Riders, based in Huntington Beach. Board Riders is the parent company of the Quicksilver, Roxy, and DC shoe brands.
A victory for people who felt they were footing too much of the bill for the closure of the San Onofre nuclear power plant. SoCal Edison has reached a settlement with attorneys that saves customers $775 million through early 2022. It's about $68 per customer over 4 years. The deal revises an agreement that had said customers would pay a majority of the costs for the closure. The plant was closed in 2013. After the discovery of extensive damage to its steam generators. And she brought home Oscar Gold for playing the Queen.
Yeah, but Dame Helen Mirren earned some...
To its steam generators. And she brought home Oscar Gold for playing the Queen.
Yeah, but Dame Helen Mirren earned some mad street cred during last night's royal rap battle with Late Late Show host James Corden.
It's a shame in Harry Potter you never played a teacher and your role in James Bond. Wait, you weren't in that either. I'm sorry that I had to be the one to take you down. I just defeated a queen. Someone hand me my crown.
Poor James Corden will never be satisfied until you find a way to get attention deep fried. This battle is fun. I'm glad that you asked. It's the only bit you didn't find in Jimmy Fallon's trash.
Well done. Go, Dame Helen Mirren. You can catch Corden right after The Late Show with Stephen Colbert weeknights right here on CBS 2. She brought it on, right?
Yeah, she's in Big Bear this morning. Visibility looking great, up to 10 miles across the board. Let's take you through your wind futurecast. Winds will stay calm today. They'll start the day offshore and then turn onshore heading into this afternoon, a lot like the wind pattern that we saw yesterday. So high pressure is still parked overhead and it's not going anywhere, at least not for the next several days and into the weekend. So we'll continue to be warm, having temperatures in the 70s and 80s, 83 in the city of San Fernando this afternoon, 70 in Huntington Beach, upper 60s in Laguna, 81 from Corona, 82 in Riverside, and 83 out in Palm Springs this afternoon. Here's your extended forecast, and you can see we don't have much change on the way. Heading into the rest of the work week and into the weekend, high clouds will filter in and out of the area, but other than that, we will continue to have temperatures in the 70s and 80s above average. No rain in that forecast through the beginning of February. All right, let's check in with Steph, see how the roads are looking. It's been really busy out there.
It has been, Danielle, but I do have some good news for everyone. We had 2 full freeway closures just a few minutes ago. You're looking at video of a terrible accident in East LA. This is still a SIG alert, but just a couple of minutes ago, CHP, you're looking at video of on that northbound 5 freeway at Dittman Avenue, but it is still very slow out of the East LA interchange. Seek alternate routes. I would take the 10 freeway if you can. The 101 also a good option in that area. Let's go to our maps and break down.
Plan for you, and all of our plans include free preventive care. Financial help is available, so check for yourself to see what savings you qualify for. Open enrollment ends January 31st, so don't miss out. Because you never know when life will change. Get covered today.
Cirque du Soleil presents Lucia, a waking dream of Mexico, where rain predicts the future and light reveals the truth. Lucia by Cirque du Soleil. Don't miss your chance. The Big Top must leave Dodger Stadium on February 11th. Opens February 21st at OC Barron Event Center. Tickets at cirquedusoleil.com.
Attention, victims of the recent Southern California wildfires and Montecito mudslides. If you or your family member have suffered injuries, fire or mudslide damage to your property or to a commercial business, you may have a claim for damages from Southern California Edison. California fire officials have notified Southern California Edison that the utilities equipment is under investigation as a possible cause of Southern California Edison. Conditions left thereafter created the most treacherous mudslides in California history. The California Public Utilities Commission
The students watched videos. The scans revealed patterns that accurately predicted which students were friends and which ones were just classmates. I agree with that. All right, that almond milk latte may be delicious, but Canadian researchers are saying you may be getting shortchanged in the nutrition department. Their new study looked at 4 popular plant-based milks and say soy apparently is the healthiest. They say almond, rice, and coconut milks all lacked essential nutrients important for overall health.
I don't hear anybody talking about coconut milk anymore, or coconut water. People still drink that?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
546. Car renters, watch out. Your private data could be at risk.
Plus, scary moments for drivers in Hacienda Heights, where 2 men were caught throwing rocks at cars.
It is a lunar showstopper, and we have it. Live pictures of the super blue blood moon on the rise.
I'm going to go outside and check it out.
I believe we can reach the morning light.
CBS 2 first exposed passengers left stranded at LAX, but now drivers sound off.
Nobody really knows. We're not making what they say we're making.
A new Uber backlash tonight on CBS 2 News at 11.
Jumpstart the new year with a speed upgrade from Fios by Frontier. Get a year of upload and download speeds as fast as 150 megs for our usual 100 meg price, so you can upload pictures faster than Spectrum and stream movies on multiple devices when you switch to Fios TV, Internet, and Voice for $80 a month with no annual contract. Plus, enjoy Amazon Prime for a year on us. Switch at fiosbyfrontier.com.
Now, get a great lease or low APR on any new Tundra or Tacoma. See all offers at buyatoyota.com. Your Southern California Toyota dealer makes it easy. Toyota, Let's go places.
At Legoland California Resort, dragons fly all the time. Everyone laughs at the traffic jams. It's where Lego bricks and water mix for instant fun. Even the hotel is built as much for playing as it is for sleeping. Get ready for the all-new Legoland Castle Hotel, coming soon. Book your family vacation now at Legoland.com. Legoland, awesome awaits. Get a coupon for a free child ticket with paid adult ticket at participating Denny's restaurants.
Special Super Bowl correspondent Nancy Kerrigan teaching the cheerleaders how to skate.
We're the New England Patriots cheerleaders on ice.
Next Inside Edition, tonight at 7 on CBS 2. Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News This Morning at 5.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 31st. I'm Sharon Tay.
And I'm Jeff Michael. There is a lot going on in this world today. Here is your SoCal Eye Opener.
Right. Breaking news at
Whittier Boulevard on that busy southbound side. Now you can see they are letting traffic by in one lane. You've got the number 4 lane open there, but traffic has already ballooned back to 5 miles. So most people have opted to jump on Lakewood Rosemead as your alternate route. Still a better option. We do not know when the rest of those lanes will reopen after a 5-car chain reaction crash and one person was trapped inside their vehicle there. Now I want to take you to our live pictures from the ground of another horrible accident in Studio City. You're looking at what's left of a single car crash that happened around 2:30 this morning. Ventura Boulevard is shut down in both directions from Arch to Eureka. It landed in this Marshall's parking lot after going triple the regular speed, and that speed there, Danielle, is only 35 miles an hour. Back to you.
Wow, that looks awful. All right, good morning, everyone. We're starting the day with temperatures in the 50s for most of you this morning. Another warm day on the way heading into this afternoon. So I don't think we'll set records like we did yesterday, but still talking about temperatures above average. 53 downtown right now, 50 in Van Nuys, so mild temperatures if you're heading out to check.
Here, though, is that you have 3 lunar events happening all at the same time. I want to talk to astronomer Dr. E.C. Krupp right now. And when we say the deepest part of totality, what does that mean?
The moon is passing through the Earth's shadow, which is bigger than the moon, and of course as it passes it gets to the central point of its passage. That's where we are right now, and that's when you get the deepest eclipse. This eclipse, like every eclipse, is a surprise, and it's turning out to be darker than we might have guessed at the start. And right now it's hard even to say exactly why that is so, but it is.
When is this going to end for all these viewers out here?
Totality ends at about 6:08, and at that point Griffith Observatory and its crack eclipse dragon dispersing staff will be here to undertake the necessary activity to get that eclipse out of the way.
What does that mean? I hear you're going to wear a costume.
Well, it's been a time-honored tradition that you have to scare the dragon away, so there'll be noise and other distractions.
Oh, I can't wait. Look, you already have the tie on. Show Jeff and Sharon the tie. How cool is that? It's this lunar eclipse tie. Yeah. He's the expert out here, so he better be dressed to impress. Anything else about this that's just so rare, 150 years in the making?
Only that this eclipse is taking place at the best piece of public real estate in the world for observing, Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles.
Oh, lovely. All right, I'll let you run. He wants to go back and check this out through the telescopes and do other phone calls, and he has places to be. So he's literally off and running. But how cool is this, Jeff and Sharon? Again, the crowd's behind me. They're going to be here through the morning until the sun comes up, and it's going to be quite the sight. The astronomer just told me, with the Hollywood sign right in front of it.
It's going to be majestic, I think. I hope.
Yeah.
Yep, a lot of postcards will be made.
Some breaking news happening in Victorville this morning.
Several people had gotten out of 2 vehicles, walked into the home, gunshots were fired, and then those vehicles took off. Now, Victor Valley News reports that this has been a violent month here in this area with 6 shootings, 9 victims shot. Back here live, Jeff and Sharon, that's another view of the home. Quiet here right now, but a little while ago we did have some detectives walking up and down the block with flashlights. They're continuing to look for evidence out here. At this point, they have not given us any information about what they think led up to all of this and any suspects they might now be looking for.
All right, Cara Finstrom reporting. Thank you, Cara. Crash scene investigators are going to be out in Newport Beach this morning.
They're trying to figure out what caused a deadly helicopter crash. CBS 2's Candace Crone is live near Shearwater Place and Egret Court with an update. Candace?
And Jeff and Sharon, investigators have a lot of work ahead of them this morning. If you take a look, the helicopter went down inside of the Bayview Terrace gated community. FAA and NTSB officials are back to try and figure out what led up to this deadly crash. Let's give you a look at the scene from yesterday. The helicopter had taken off from the John Wayne Airport about a mile from the crash site. Well, around 1:45, witnesses reported seeing a plume of smoke as the chopper just plunged into the neighborhood. It clipped a roof of a home and then crashed into the side of another house. Well, 3 people on board were pronounced dead on scene. A 4th person, possibly the pilot, survived the crash. And then a 5th man who was painting a nearby house was hit by debris, and both those victims were taken to the hospital.
Fort Beach. The President of the United States gave what some would say was a conventional State of the Union address last night. Speaking of unity, offering a conciliatory tone, President Trump highlighted the accomplishments of his first year in office, focused on the economy, of course. He also addressed immigration. The president called for the construction of a southern border wall and an end to visa lotteries and family-based migration.
It's time to begin moving toward a merit-based immigration system, one that admits people who are skilled, who want to work, who will contribute to our society, and who will love and respect our country.
Now, in exchange, he offered a path to citizenship for 1.8 million immigrants brought here as children. But the president's unifying words and outreach was met with skepticism by many Democrats, of course. Congressman Joe Kennedy of Massachusetts gave the official party response.
Bullies may land a punch. They may leave a mark. But they have never, not once, in the history of our United States, managed to match the strength and spirit, the strength and defense of their future.
He has the oratory skills of a Kennedy, doesn't he? Compromise will be needed if release the memo. The GOP-crafted memo alleges the FBI and the Justice Department engaged in surveillance abuses against members of the Trump campaign in 2016. The House Intelligence Committee voted along party lines Monday to release it.
Good morning, everybody. I want to take you live to Sky 2 over the back of the pack here on the northbound side of the 5 freeway. We've been talking about it all morning. There is a crash up ahead that they're just now right here. This is what we're looking at. Northbound 5 at Dittman. This is where a pedestrian was struck on the freeway. They have managed to wrestle open 2 lanes, but it's sold out. You're basically slow to Downey, and there's the moon we've been talking about. Now, to add to that, this is just like squeezing a lemon on a cut. In that backup, these people weren't ready for the slow speeds ahead, so we also have a crash in that backup at Paramount. So the 710 is starting to load up as a result, as is the 110 as alternate routes. There's no easy way getting into East LA this morning. And then separately, the 605 also slow because you only have 1 lane open at Whittier Boulevard from that long-standing SIG alert. So right here, I do want to point out your alternate route. It is wide open. That is Rosemead that turns into Lakewood towards the 5. Use it. You desperately need it today. Danielle.
All right, very busy out there. Good morning, everyone. 5:41. The time on this Wednesday morning. Clear skies, so really great conditions for viewing that lunar eclipse this morning. It's pretty awesome. You just saw that moon out there. Temperatures in Long Beach are in the low 50s. Winds are calm, and they will stay that way throughout much of the day. They're trending offshore right now, and they'll turn a little bit more onshore heading into this afternoon and evening. Temperatures not changing too much the next several days. They'll turn a little bit more on yesterday, but we will still be about 10 degrees above average.
How scary for them.
Well, yeah, you can get into an accident just from the impact alone.
It is 5:43. 7 Southland hotels earned AAA's coveted 5-diamond rating. We've got the list for you.
Their tails must be wagging this morning. The massive cash infusion for a local dog walking startup.
Wow.
I loved that car.
Luckily, you have Mercury. We make it a priority to get you back on the road in no time.
Whoa, awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
We're on a mission to save you money.
Introducing Ortho Mattresses Cool Quilt, the world's coolest mattress.
It's so nice. It feels like the moment that you turn the pillow over in that second, it's just so blissful.
Scientifically engineered to be 4 degrees cooler to the touch. 9 out of 10 chose Ortho mattresses cool quilt over Casper. You heard me, 9 out of 10.
Hyundai dealer.
Life can change in an instant. Be covered when it does with a health plan through Covered California. We offer free expert help choosing the best plan for you, and all of our plans include free preventive care. Financial help is available, so check for yourself to see what savings you qualify for. Open enrollment ends January 31st, so don't miss out. Because you never know when life will change. Get covered today.
Scary warning if you go out and rent a car.
Yeah, and an LA-based company bets big on dog walking. CBS 2's Diane King Hall joins us live from Wall Street. Hi, Diane.
Hey, Diane.
Good morning, Sharon and Jeff. Well, the Dow suffered its worst drop since May yesterday. Losses in healthcare shares pulled indexes lower. Ultimately, the Dow slumped 362 points and NASDAQ lost 64. If you need a dog walker, SoftBank is betting on an app for that. The company is investing $300 million in LA-based WAG Lab. The startup has an app that connects dog owners and walkers. WAG charges about $20 for a half-hour walk in New York, Chicago, Austin, Seattle, and a slew of other places. Lab. The startup has an app.
Cold.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of the cold. Who can blame her?
You know what? It's a really good day to just stay in your house, because if you have to get in the car and drive.
It's been really tough out there, and the alternate routes are starting to get packed up. So I do want to go back. We've been talking about this Studio City problem for the majority of the morning. This is one car. Now take a look at this. We're a little far back, but you can see the twisted metal. That's the car right in front of the Marshall sign here.
How did it get in the parking lot?
So it was going triple the speed right there on Ventura Boulevard. It is only 35 miles an hour, and they confirmed triple the speed. 2 people were inside of that car. They're still doing an investigation, so Ventura Boulevard is shut down right now in both directions between Arch and Eureka. So you'll have to take Tahunga. You can take Vineland there.
It's not a straight. It's not a straight shot. It's a bend.
It's
like
a
an S-curve. Yeah.
So they think they hit something and then flipped over, landed in the parking lot. Now the crews arrived in time to try to get the people out of that car you're looking at, but they weren't successful. So those 2 people unfortunately did die at the scene. Avoid that area. We think the eastbound lanes may reopen at 6, but not the westbound side. We do have significant problems elsewhere on our freeways, also affecting thousands of drivers. So take a look at this northbound side of the 5 freeway at Paramount. We still have an active problems of this. This is our big
to the work week into the weekend. We will be warm with above average temperatures. I don't think we'll see the record heat that we saw the last couple of days, but still talking about 80s, and it's almost the start of February. So for today, 80 in Arcadia, 81 in Ontario, 68 in Laguna Beach, lots of 70s and low 80s for much of the Inland Empire. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Lots of sunshine today. High clouds will start to move in and out of the area, though, heading into the next couple of days. So we'll be partly cloudy to mostly sunny. Temperatures are not moving too much. Any plans you have for the weekend? Super Bowl Sunday, it is going to be really nice, gorgeous, with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. No rain in the forecast at least through the start of February. Sharon and Jeff.
All right, Danielle, thank you. 5:51 is the time. Caught on camera, poodles poached from a local woman's backyard.
And talk about ruffling feathers. What happens when an LA-bound woman tries to take her emotional support peacock on a plane?
We are giving away $500 every weekday. For your chance to win, enter today's code word GOALS online at cbsla.com. Weekday AM giveaway. Good luck.
And no need to go out there for you for the super blue blood.
Allie, thanks. I can move my arm better now.
I'm glad. Keep an eye on it.
Morning, Allie.
Hey, Joe.
Mom's doing way better.
With regional and CCNE accreditation and no wait lists, your bachelor's in nursing degree from West Coast University is right around the corner. Be your hometown hero. West Coast University, ahead of the curve.
This is my best-selling Grayson sofa and love seat. Great contemporary style, 8 oversized throw pillows, and Bobapedic memory foam seating for extra comfort. Both pieces only $7.99. No strings attached. What'd I just say? Whoa! Whoa! No, wait! At a cocktail table and 2 end tables for $1.99, a pair of lamps for $80, or everything package priced at $9.99. I'm glad I can't feel.
Without Bob, it's just discount furniture.
See you February 15th.
From colds to cancer, when your child needs the most experienced doctors, you can trust that at Children's Hospital Los Angeles,
We got this.
when you get the news your child has cancer,
We got this.
when you want access to the most current clinical trials and one of America's largest bone marrow transplant programs for kids.
We got this.
So, from colds to cancer, clinical trial needs the very best.
We got.
Can you imagine if that peacock jumped over a seat and started flailing its wings and feathers? It would be beautiful, but it would be scary at the same time.
Okay.
United says the bird did not meet its guidelines for a number of reasons, including its weight and its size. The airline says that they told that to the customer on 3 separate occasions before she even got to the airport.
Boy.
Dave could have told you not to do that, by the way.
It's a beautiful peacock. It is 5:56. We're live in the high desert with the latest on a deadly shooting.
What a delight in the sky this morning. This is a live look at the total lunar eclipse. We have more news in the morning right after the break.
Get 40% off reinstallation and 18 months free financing. Call now.
The coolest thing about Heal is being able to have somebody actually come to you. I pushed my little button and the doctor was at our door.
It really took the time to ask a lot of questions, to get to know us as people. It was a really thoughtful visit.
Spaces.
It's going to be a SeaWorld kind of year, with fun events in every flavor, like the new Sesame Street Party Parade and the all-new Electric Eel. Don't miss the sounds, the sights, or the nights at SeaWorld. Right now, pay for a single day, come back all year with the SeaWorld Fun Card.
Get 40% off reinstallation and 18 months free financing. Call now.
She's theatrical.
A little.
Judge Judy. Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News This Morning at 6.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 31st. I'm Sharon Kay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Michael. Quite a bit going on this day. Here is your SoCal Eye Opener. Medics raced to a shooting in Victorville. We're live, where at least one person has been killed.
Just moments ago that the whole Ventura Boulevard in both directions is now reopened, so the wreckage remains in that parking lot. Obviously, you won't be able to park there. All right, let's go to our maps because I also have some good news with the 605. Southbound side, we were down to 1 lane for the last hour and a half. Just minutes ago, they reopened everything for you. You are flowing once again. The not so good news is this is the aftermath. So Rosemead Lakewood is still a good option for your alternate route. And Danielle, to add to that, we have a new crash at Washington just past that issue. So very busy.
Oh boy. Well, I have lots of good news for you. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Starting the day with temperatures in the 50s for most of you. So it's mild out there if you want to go and check out that super blue blood moon. Visibility is also great right now. 53 downtown, 52 in Ontario, 59 at LAX, 40s in Camarillo and San Bernardino. Visibility at 10 miles across the board, so you should be able to see it nice and clearly. And highs this afternoon near 80 downtown. Will be warm again today. Mid 70s for the beaches, low 80s for the valleys in the Inland Empire, low 60 for the mountains, deserts, low 70s. Your extended forecast coming up. Sharon and Jeff.
All right, sounds good.
What a sight to wake up to, a spectacular sight in the morning sky.
Yeah, indeed. Scientists are calling it the super blue blood moon lunar eclipse. And CBS News' Jasmine Veal is live at Griffith Observatory this morning with a first-hand look. Jasmine?
With a first-hand look and the party that's been happening here at the Griffith Observatory. This is the lunar eclipse celebration. All these folks came last night or early this morning to camp out to watch the super blue blood moon. And right now it is in the deepest part of totality. And that
like this in a 6-month period in your lifetime, even one of them is just absolutely amazing. It's indescribable, really.
So the super part is amazing. About 150 years in the making. I think we're going to see some video of the time lapse of this happening this morning. The best part, I guess, now, but what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was parking nearly a mile down the mountain with everybody else, walking up, seeing it happening and thinking, I want to make it there in time, and getting here and actually seeing it happen as it happened. And now it's just, the colors, the environment, the feeling of the people have here is just absolutely spectacular.
You get caught up in it.
Oh, yeah.
And also your food. I want to give a shout. You guys packed a picnic for the Super Blue Blood.
We packed a picnic. We came prepared. I packed French toast. Somebody brought wine. We made potatoes and got our blankets out and cuddled all together. And it was for the day now. I'm ready for the day.
They're going to stick around because I told them one of the astronomers is dressing up as a wizard at 6:07, I guess, to chase away the dragons from the moon, whatever that means. It's a ritual of some sort. I don't know. We're going to wait for that to happen.
Yeah, I think it's folk legend. But I want to go back to French toast and wine. That's an interesting combination.
Yeah,
I
can't
can't wait
She's
to
the
try.
cook.
Yeah.
I wanted some of that.
Yeah, right? Jasmine, thanks so
Jasmine,
much.
thanks very much.
We go on to some very serious news this morning, and it is breaking news in Victorville this morning. One person is dead, another injured in a shooting.
CBS 2's Cara Finstrom is live. She's at the scene on Forest Avenue near La Paz Drive. Cara.
Live on air, like stuffing my...
Sheriff vehicles just moved. I just heard a disturbance, and I really wasn't sure what it was. I obviously was not going to get out of my house, and I just did my thing, locked my doors, brought my dog in. And you're looking at some video that was shot just a short while ago of what appears to be a woman at the house, again, where this deadly gunfire took place. Everything's still sealed off here. Victor Valley News telling us that this has been a violent month for this area. 6 shootings, 9 victims shot. Back here live, here's another a live look at that home, again, where detectives are looking for evidence at this point. They have brought in quite a few detectives, but they have not shared with us any information yet, Jeff and Sharon, about what they think led up to all of this and whether they've actually identified any suspects that they're looking for.
All right, Cara, thank you.
In his first State of the Union address, the president called for unity.
He also laid out his plans for the upcoming years. President Trump touted all of the areas he sees as successes since Inauguration Day. Job creation, for example, construction of a southern border wall, and an end to visa lotteries and family-based migration. In exchange, he offered
This is a live look at the total lunar eclipse. By the way, it's just starting to end, so they say it's emerging from the umbra.
Really?
Yes, the Earth's umbral shadow.
I think it's good moon rising, not bad moon rising.
Oh, I know, but it's good credence.
Yeah, we are giving away $500 each weekday. Yesterday's winner was Felicia from LA. For your chance to win, enter today's code word online at cbsla.com/AM giveaway. We, by the way, will reveal today's secret code word later this morning. Good luck and congratulations, Felicia.
Congratulations.
With CBS All Access, you can stream KCBS Live, including news and sports. Plus stream CBS shows and exclusive original series on demand across devices. Go to cbs.com/allaccess now to try it free.
In Utah, you're living on mountain time, and there's nothing standard about that. With 10 resorts less than an hour from Salt Lake International Airport, mountain time means more time on more resorts on the greatest snow on Earth. It means more time with the kids, and more time away from the kids. Ski more, shred more, chill more, cheers more. Because mountain time is a state of mind that can only be found in one place: Utah.
Tough Shed buildings have always had a million uses. Now we've installed our 1 millionth building. Tough Shed builds year-round, so it's not too late to stiff-arm old man winter with a Tough Shed building. Call the local...
Smoking, control cholesterol, manage blood pressure, and reduce your blood sugar. If you still need help, there are tools to help you assess your risk of having a heart attack. Talk to your doctor about your risk.
CBS Health Watch is sponsored by Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. CBS 2 first exposed passengers left stranded at LAX, but now drivers sound off.
Nobody really knows. We're not making what they say we're making.
A new Uber backlash tonight on CBS 2 News at 11.
Such a cool sight to wake up to. So this is the super blue blood moon out there this morning, and totality just about ending. But what an awesome sight. We've had clear skies, a beautiful morning to get out and check it out, or just watch it right here with us. Temperatures are in the 40s and 50s out there, so we have very mild conditions heading into this afternoon. Though we are going to be in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees downtown. So we won't quite set records, but we'll be very warm and stay that way the next several days. Your extended forecast coming up. Let's check in with Steph, see how the roads are looking.
So gorgeous, Danielle. Just really pretty scene. All right, let's take you to the Foothill Freeway where we have tension at Azusa. This is a gorgeous, Danielle. Of San Dimas, so basically right where that 57 hits, that is the slow stretch until you get to Azusa, and then you loosen up a little.
99, 3 stone rings 169, half carat 399, 1 carat 699, and 1 carat studs 399. Thousands of items guaranteed to appraise for double. The Jewelry Exchange Tustin.
There's only one place where you can get more adventure and more joy. Because the SoCal resident ticket is back. You can get it all for less. Save up to 25% on select multi-day tickets. So now's the time to get more happy.
With the Chase mobile app, Michaela the Prince could pay practically anyone at any bank, all while performing a grand jeté between 2 grand pianos. She could, in a commercial. In real life, she uses it to pay her sister from her couch for that sweater she stained.
What sweater?
Life lived Michaela's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
You know, you paid too much for your glasses. Fault? Nah, don't blame yourself. Just next time, go to America's Best, where 2 pairs and a free exam are just $69.95.
I can't believe I missed that.
Well, you can't spot them all. You think they sound like birds? I think they have you can't spot them all. It's America's Best.
No, it just emerges from the Earth's shadow.
Right, right.
Yeah, and it's the first time that we've had a super blue blood moon. So the super means it's closest to the Earth. The blue means twice a full moon in 1 month, and blood because of the eclipse.
Yeah, so many people are gathered at Griffith Observatory this morning
and we're
to
going to
enjoy
get to that,
it.
right.
And Jasmine's with all of them. We will catch her live a little bit later on. In the
All
meantime,
right.
some serious news to get to this morning.
The investigation into a deadly helicopter crash in Newport Beach, it is certainly going to continue today.
Indeed. CBS 2's Candace Crone is live near Shearwater Place with an update. Candace?
Yeah, there's just lots of unanswered questions this morning. That helicopter went down here at the Bayview Terrace neighborhood. It slammed into a home yesterday. Now, the FAA and NTSB, they're back this morning. They just want to piece together the moments before this deadly crash. Let's show you what it looked like yesterday. The helicopter had taken off from John Wayne Airport about a mile from the crash site. Well, around 1:45 in the afternoon, witnesses reported seeing a plume of smoke as the chopper plunged to the ground. Now, it clipped the roof of a home and then crashed into the side of another house. 3 people on board were pronounced dead on the scene. A 4th person, possibly the pilot, survived the crash.
Immigrant can bring in virtually unlimited numbers of distant relatives. Under our plan, we focus on the immediate family.
Yeah, boo! Families? I'm not sure, but I think Trump's immigration plan is hot singles only.
Watch The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. It's right after the CBS 2 News at 11. Tonight's guests include Rose McGowan, Senator Rand Paul, that'll be interesting, and Jacob Williams.
All right. Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful sunrise again this morning over Long Beach, as you can see. So 6:18 is the time. We do have cool temperatures, mostly clear skies. Hopefully you got to see that super blue blood moon out there. Waking up to 53 degrees downtown, 40s in San Bernardino, 40s in Camarillo, 56 in Oxnard, and 27 up in Big Bear this morning. Visibility is great. We have clear skies, as you just saw, just a couple high clouds that'll filter in and out of the area the next couple of days. Winds offshore and calm this afternoon. afternoon. They turn a little bit more onshore as we head into later today, but overall, winds are really not going to be an issue the next couple of days. High pressures parked overhead, and it's not going anywhere, at least not this week and into the weekend. It'll just continue to keep things very warm for us. We won't see records today, but we'll still be above average. Should be in the upper 60s this time of year. Instead, we're talking about 70s and 80s. 80 in Arcadia and West Covina later today. 81 in Ontario, 60 up in Big Bear, and temperatures in the 70s and 80s throughout the Inland Empire. So lots of sunshine today, a little bit more cloud cover as we head into your Thursday and Friday. Temperatures not moving too much, though. In fact,
You've lost one lane. It is sealed off currently for cleanup. On your 57 freeway, it's been hush up until this point. So this is at Diamond Bar Boulevard. Hit and run reported as you head into the Brea Pass. And then Orange County overall is in spectacular shape. We haven't had any Caltrans work, any real accidents besides this one that just happened a few minutes ago, and it is minor, but it is on your Costa Mesa freeway. Jeff and Karen.
All right, thanks, Steph.
20 minutes after 6. Scary night for drivers. On one local freeway, we'll tell you where men were caught throwing rocks at moving cars.
Blake Griffin finally speaks out about the big trade that sent him to the Pistons.
It's a new...
And I'd do it a third time if I had a third location.
Set up your free on-site consultation. Just call 888-789-2201. That's 888-789-2201.
Every day we have numbers running through our heads, like computer passwords and cell phone numbers. But do you know the numbers most important to you? Blood pressure, cholesterol, blood glucose, and body mass index. These numbers are key indicators for developing a major illness, such as heart disease or diabetes. Speak to your healthcare provider about your numbers and personal risk factors.
CBS Health Watch is sponsored by Covered California. It's more than just health care, it's life care.
That almond milk latte may be delicious, but Canadian researchers are saying you may be getting shortchanged in the nutrition department. Their new study looked at 4 popular plant-based milks. It turns out that soy is the healthiest. The researchers also say that almond, rice, and coconut milks all lacked essential nutrients important for overall health. Not too surprising there.
No. The Lakers face the Magic. And Blake Griffin is finally talking after the big Clippers trade. Here is Jim Hill with sports.
And good morning, everyone.
Legend has it, the first voyagers arrived on canoes, sailing the seas, day and night. They knew where they were going by watching the clouds move in the sky, or the way their boats rocked. That's how the waves and the stars would speak to them, guide them. Sometimes you can find your way in the world by getting lost in it.
Let your legend begin at Aulani, a one-of-a-kind Disney resort in Hawaii.
Diamonds at their lowest price in years. Half-carat solitaires are now $3.99, 1-carat $7.90, 2-carat $9.50 per carat, plus 1-carat studs $3.99. Insane prices on thousands of GIA diamonds and designer rings. Buy direct, the Jewelry Exchange Tustin.
Sleep right tonight at the My Sleep Mattress Store. Queen sets start at just $3.99. And as always, free local delivery, free removal, and free setup. All with the My Sleep price guarantee.
Get President's Day markdown savings at My Sleep stores.
The coolest thing about Heal is being able to have somebody actually come to you. I pushed my little button and the doctor was at our door within an hour.
They really took the time to ask a lot of questions, to get to know us as people. It was a really thoughtful visit.
So much more convenient and it's super affordable.
Urgent care, pediatrics, and preventive care. Covered by insurance for just $99. Available every day. Heal. Your doctor is here.
When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty,
playtime.
Morongo. Good times.
Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News This Morning at 6.
Learned about physics.
Is that right?
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's January 31st. I'm Jeff Michael.
And good morning to all of you. I'm Sharon Tay. There's a lot going on in your world today. Here's your SoCal eye-opener.
That is a shooting victim being rushed to the hospital. We're live with breaking news. One man dead in Victorville.
Look at that cloud. Panic on the freeway. Drivers are caught off guard by flying rocks. Now, 2 men are arrested.
There has never been a better time to start living the American dream.
President Trump mixes tough talk and calls for unity in his first State of the Union address.
And did you see it? We have all the excitement surrounding this super blue blood moon, total lunar eclipse. We'll get to that in just a minute, but first, let's take a look at traffic and weather with Danielle and Stephanie. Lots going on the freeways this morning.
Yeah, and it's been a really exciting morning, though. I wish we could start every morning with a lunar eclipse, right? It's pretty fun. All right, we have temperatures in the...
And to the 60 instead, also a busy go. The backup is smoothing out, though. It was a full freeway closure, and then when they reopened 2 of the lanes, it got a little bit better. And then over in Pacoima, we also have a triple car crash you need to look out for, East 118. That is on your connection to the South 5. Jeff and Sharon.
All right, that sounds good.
NASA calls this a lunar trifecta.
Yeah. It's called the Super Blue Blood Moon Lunar Eclipse. And CBS 2's Jasmine Veal is live at Griffith Observatory, where folks have been camped out all morning. Hi, Jazz.
Hi, good morning, you guys. There's going to be a lot of tired people at work today because, look, the lunar eclipse party beginning to wrap up, but people are still here looking at this marvelous sight through telescopes, taking pictures of it. It is a triple treat in the skies, and look at that. You see half the moon, the crescent there. It is now emerging from the Earth's shadow. Totality, though, that happened at 4:51 this morning to cheers and applause.
3, 2, 1, 0. Woo!
Yeah, thousands just turned out. They had blankets, picnic baskets, chairs, all to watch the moon. Yeah, turning the moon to that just deep red.
We all set.
I love Dr. Krupp's robe.
That was great.
Yeah.
Jasmine, thanks very much.
Some breaking news happening in Victorville this morning. One person killed, another injured in a shooting.
CBS 2's Cara Finstrom is live. She's at the scene on Forest Avenue. It's right near La Paz Drive.
Yeah, the search underway here, Jeff, for a killer. We are on Forest Avenue, and if we push in here, you can see the house down that street with the porch light on. That's where deputies say all that gunfire rang out last night. We've been watching detectives go in and out of the home and up and down the street looking for evidence. They tell us at around 11 o'clock, one man was shot and killed, another was wounded. Let's get to some video of an airlift that rushed at least one of those men to the hospital. We don't yet know the condition of the man who survived. Victor Valley News reports sheriff deputies got the Victor Valley News numerous times, not clear whether he was inside or out of the home. And then as they pushed further into that home, found another man who'd been shot. A witness told the news agency several people had gotten out of 2 vehicles, walked into the home, gunshots were fired, and then those vehicles took off. We spoke with one woman who was taking her 2 children to school, said she heard a scuffle that woke her up.
I just heard a disturbance, and I really wasn't sure what it was. I obviously was not going to get out of my house, and I just did my thing, locked my doors, brought my dog in.
And you see there's some video of a woman outside the home that, again, appears to have been the target of all that gunfire early this morning. Back here live, Victor Valley News reports this has been a violent month.
Electrical wires near 87th Place and San Pedro. The teenager was able to jump out and landed on a roof about 15 to 20 feet below. He is okay, but the older one, the 22-year-old in the basket, died. Investigators are trying to figure out why they were on the lift in the first place. Witnesses told us the 2 may be brothers.
Some scary moments for drivers on the 60 freeway. In Hacienda Heights, 2 men are in custody for throwing rocks at cars. The calls came in around 10 o'clock last night. Officers say at least 1 car was damaged.
They were just walking toward us. I have no idea what they threw.
We pulled over and
we got scarier.
Looked in the rearview mirror a few minutes later and seen him walking back towards the car, so we're out.
CHP officers found the two men standing on the side of the freeway. Even with all the damage, the drivers, luckily, were not hurt.
The CEO of an Orange County-based surfwear company is missing at sea. Pierre Agnes was fishing in southwest France yesterday and disappeared. His empty boat washed ashore on the beach near his hometown. The 54-year-old executive is CEO of Board Riders, that's based in Huntington Beach. Board Riders is the parent company of Quicksilver, Roxy, and DC Shoe Brand. Board Riders, that's based in Huntington Beach.
The president spoke about unity and offered a conciliatory tone in his State of the Union address last night.
Mr. Trump highlighted the accomplishments of his first year in office, focusing on the economy. He also addressed immigration. The president called for the construction of that southern border wall and an end to visa lottery. And the White House want to avoid another government shutdown. The latest resolution expires in about a week, February 8th. CBS News poll shows 3 out of 4 Americans who saw the speech approve of the president's message. The audience, according to our poll, was 42% Republican and 25% Democrat.
6:38 the time. Good morning. Another pretty sunrise. This is from our Malibu camera looking down towards Santa Monica there. We have another nice day on the way. It's the last day of January, feeling more like June or July out there, though, in Burbank, starting the day with temperatures in the low 50s. Hopefully you got to get out and see that super blue blood moon. If not, you're going to have to wait 19 years. All right, highs downtown later today near 80 degrees, and we are staying warm through the rest of the work week and into the weekend. Your extended forecast coming up. Let's check in with Steph, see how the roads are looking.
Okay, Danny, thanks. Some new trouble on the San Bernardino Freeway at Durfee. We have reports of an off-duty Metro officer involved in a crash. No injuries here. In a few miles further west at Garvey, you do have a standard issue accident there, so it's pretty much sold out between the 605 and the 710 today. The 60 moving a touch better, but just a touch. Morning rush really rolled on in extra early this morning. Out of downtown into the Cahuenga Pass, you have a hit and run reported on your 101 at Vermont, and then we look at Encino. Not hard to tell which side.
San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and Atlanta are the top 3 cities with the fastest wage growth. And the hot light is on for Valentine's Day. Krispy Kreme is rolling out a special heart-shaped Oreo cookies and cream donut. The inside stuffed with Oreo-flavored filling, while the outside is topped with red frosting and cookie crumbles. The donut is available through Valentine's Day. Sharon and Jeff.
Ooh,
I like
that.
No hole.
No.
There's no hole.
I have to admit, I was just saying, confession, I stopped by Krispy Kreme yesterday.
Okay.
But I held back because the hot light wasn't on, so I didn't buy anything yesterday.
She knows about the hot light.
That's what really gets you.
I didn't know about the hot light.
I didn't either.
You don't know about the hot light?
No.
When the hot light is on, it means there are fresh donuts. And I have a funny story about that. So I used to go to this gym that was like diagonally, like catty corner across from a Krispy Kreme. And I used to see when the hot light was on, people make a beeline from the gym straight to Krispy Kreme.
Oh my gosh.
That's so
interesting
that they have fresh donuts.
I didn't do it.
All right, we believe you, Diane. Thank you so
the
much.
hot light's on, it's fresh donuts, so come get it.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea. All right, it is 6:41. A heated school board meeting after a Pico Rivera teacher goes after the military. No idea. All right, it is
ruffled feathers. What happens when an LA-bound woman tries to take her emotional support peacock on the plane?
An investigation is underway into what caused a deadly helicopter crash at this Newport Beach neighborhood. I'm Candace Crone. I have the details in a live report.
And look at this. We're giving away
and Fuel's Mega Muscle Support in an award-winning tasty gummy. Now that's super women support. Woohoo! Vitavision for women. Vitamin Better.
Join renowned explorer Ernest Shackleton and his crew of 27 men. Trapped in ice, their ship destroyed by nature. Experience one of the most dramatic records of human survival ever told. Only at the Bowers Museum.
When it comes to getting the best services for your home, it's important to have all the facts.
Myth. All TV providers are the same.
Fact. Spectrum TV gives you more free HD, free primetime on demand, and the Spectrum TV app, so you can watch live TV on any device in your home for $29.99 a month. Call 844-578-2999.
Myth. With internet, there's always a catch.
Spectrum has the fastest internet starting speeds for the price, 100 megabits, with no modem fees or data caps for $29.99 a month. Plus, Spectrum Voice gives you unlimited calling in the U.S., Mexico, Puerto Rico, and more for $29.99 a month. Call 844-578-2999.
Myth, getting the best price means signing a contract.
With Spectrum, there are no contracts and no termination fees. The fact is, Spectrum gives you the best services at the best value. Get Spectrum TV, Internet, and voice for $29.99 a month each. Call 844.
The FAA and NTSB officials